This is part 2, Coding Groove Web Services Applications with CodePlex GWS Helpers. Hi, this is Supriyo S.B. Chatterjee. I'm a Microsoft MVP for Groove Architecture. After watching this video, you will be able to use Visual Studio 2008 with the CodePlex GWS Helpers to build Groove Web Services applications. We will demonstrate how a .NET application interfaces with the Groove 2007 client. To access the Groove client information, the accounts within the client, the identities within the accounts, the spaces within each identity, and the tools within each of the spaces. The requirements for this application is the installation of the Groove 2007 client with the SP1 updates, the installation of the Groove 2007 SDK, and the installation of the CodePlex GWS Helpers libraries, which is available on the CodePlex website. In our demonstration application, we will iterate through all the accounts in a Groove client. In this case, we have 2 accounts present, and we'll iterate through all the identities for each of these accounts, and then iterate through the local spaces for each identity. Then for each space, we'll iterate through all the standard tools and print out the tool name. The CodePlex GWS Helpers has a class hierarchy which is explained in the documentation. It is important to understand the various relationships between these classes, such as the account, the identity, the space, and the tool class. There are various types of tools: the files tools, the forms tools, and also the SharePoint tools. There are other classes that are used in the library, such as contact, members of a space, and event management. References for this demonstration application are the Groove 2007 SDK documentation, the CodePlex GWS Helpers documentation, and several MSD and technical articles. These are described in the accompanying text. The demonstration application is run under Visual Studio 2008. This application has only one reference, and that is to the CodePlex GWS Helper library. We will now examine the code of this application. The code for this application shows how the GWS Helper library calls are made. We have a variety of calls, starting with the context, which sets up the communication parameters, and then the accounts, which gets a list of all the accounts that are present in the Groove client. Then within each account there are identities. These calls are made in a loop, and each succession of the loop gathers information about the identities, the spaces underneath, and then within the space, only if they are local spaces, will we get the rest of the information, such as the tools and the tool name. These are printed out in the console application. We will now execute this application and see the results in the application console window. This shows the account name, the identity name, the spaces within each identity, the tools within each space, and the tool name. This is similar to part 1 of this demonstration.